Hello, and thank you all for joining me. To get started, I'd like you all to think back on your grade school days. I'm sure many of you have fond memories of playing kickball at recess, fooling around with your friends at lunch. One thing that I'm sure many of us don't have fond memories of are those end-of-year standardized tests. I myself can remember many sleepless nights wondering whether I'd pass or fail. Just a real sense of dread surrounded these tests for me. I really believe that these tests not only are destroying our students' mental health, that they are providing them little to no educational benefit. Before we really get started, I want you all to take into consideration that the people we're talking about today are children. Many of them have not developed the same coping methods like we have for things like fear, stress, and anxiety. So throughout this presentation, keep in mind that we are talking about children. One study in 2015 by U.S. News actually showed that children's mental health was being so degraded that they were being brought to tears and even vomiting in the classroom. Think about that, being brought to tears and even vomiting. If any of us had done that at work today, say in front of a boss or a coworker, going to work and performing at the same rate would not be easy. A lot of people will use the excuse, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. You see things like that all the time. Facebook, you see memes. Kelly Clarkson even has a song about it. But what if I told you that not only are these tests making our students less strong, they might even be killing them? That same study by U.S. News actually showed that standardized tests result in anxious students that are no better prepared than educators who are leaving the profession at an alarming rate. So not only with these tests are we failing our students, we're actually driving out teachers who have made it their life goal to educate our youth. Unfortunately, there is another pitfall associated with these tests. Teachers often are judged so harshly on their students' success that they're graded on whether their students pass or fail and how well their classes are doing. A study by fairtest.org actually showed that teachers will teach to the test instead of teaching based on students' individual needs. This teaching to the test does not produce any real or sustained gains. That same study by fairtest.org actually shows that graduation tests lead to a higher dropout rate for students who are low achievers and does not produce increased gains for those who stay in school. So not only are we failing the students who need the most help, we're not providing any extra or educational benefit to the students who are already thriving. That same study by fairtest.org actually shows that teachers would feel more liberated without these end-of-year tests, and that if we administered more tests frequently with less of a high-stakes atmosphere around them, that they feel that students would be more successful. I firmly believe that if we had more frequent testing instead of one pass or fail test, we would reduce tons of anxiety associated with these tests, and we would just basically decrease the burden that students and teachers alike feel almost regularly on a yearly basis. And now that I've shown you how unnecessary and detrimental these tests are to our students and teachers' mental health and well-being, I've got a few things you can do to help out. What you can do is contact your elected representatives. Write your congressman a letter and let them know how strongly you feel about this topic. Let them know the downfalls of standardized testing, that we're really not providing any extra educational benefit to our students, and that we're driving teachers out en masse. You can also attend school board meetings, let them know how you feel, let them know that these policies are not working and that they're a detriment to our community. In conclusion, I'd like you to all realize that standardized testing provides no benefits to our students and is driving our teachers out. They remain ineffective because teachers are only preparing for what's on the exam, which is doing a disservice to all of our students. And students are all stressed out due to the high-stakes atmosphere that has surrounded these tests. I'd like to leave you all with a quote by Edmund Burke. "The only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is for good men to do nothing." So instead of taking this all with a grain of salt, I'd like you to go out and contact your elected representatives, go to a school board meeting, voice your concerns over these policies. Let them know that the status quo is not okay and that it is not working for our youth. Thank you all for joining me, and I appreciate your consideration for this topic. Thank you.